How to do DSOMM assessments with SAMMY. DSOMM is one of the frameworks you can use within SAMMY. It stands for DevSecOps Maturity Models. If you ended up on this video, probably you're well familiar with it. It is sometimes considered an alternative to OWASP SAMM, as it zooms in a little bit more in the DevSecOps more specific technicalities, but it's a little bit less broad. So it doesn't have governance and operations, but it has more detail within the SDLC itself and the processes there. You can use it in SAMMY. I go to my SAMMY account, I log in, and first thing I would do is I would go check out my scopes. These are the different scopes I have within my organization, and I'll pick a scope for which I want to do a DSOMM assessment. This is a dummy organization. This is supposedly business unit 2, product group 4. And so for this group, I'm going to select a new assessment, and that is a DSOMM assessment. I add that to this scope, and I switch to this scope or this assessment. Now, if I go to assessment, I am in the DSOMM assessment of business unit 2, product group 4. So I can start filling out the questions. The question is also, who is going to be answering these questions? Is this somebody who comes from outside of the team and assesses the team? Or is the team self-assessing and is it being validated by somebody else? If it's assessing and is being validated, then there are 3 steps here. If it's an external assessment, then there are only 2 steps here. I'll run it with 3 steps now. So let's suppose this is me, and I'm part of the team. I'm going to fill this out as to where we are at, and I will provide any relevant documentation, and I can add some remarks. I know the remarks are there. I can add some files here if I want to, and so on. And when I feel I'm ready for this activity, then I submit it for validation. The next person will go look at my submission, and then they have to decide whether they accept it or not, and can provide some remarks. For example, I could reject it because something's missing or it's not implemented properly, or I say, yes, this is good because context X, and I accept it. When I accept it, this score is approved, and I get to the next question, whether this is good enough or we should start an improvement process. This again could be assigned to somebody else, and this could be now, or this could be at a later stage when the whole assessment is done. Let's assume it is now, and this is somebody else who's doing this, and they will start setting an improvement process. So we'll look at when we want this to be ready, let's say by the end of this year, here, and we describe what we're gonna do, going to blah 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 blah, and then here I point to the things that we need to improve, and then we finalize the improvement plan. Now if I go look at my reporting, the dark color here is the scores I get today, and the light color is the things I'm working on. Here I also see my historic growth, so I see the things that are progressing over time. I can also generate a report. This is a PDF report. I add some text. This is just a static text that appears on the first page. And the report goes over the different scores, the different parts of the organization, and the improvement roadmap we have planned out. Right now there isn't too much yet, but in time this will, well, if you fill up the whole process, this becomes a full report of what is going on and where we are going. Another thing we can do is we can map this to other frameworks. By map to other frameworks button there, we can select 2 different frameworks. In the case of OWASP DSOMM, this would always be through OpenCRE. And if we're working with a lot of people here, we can also assign different tasks to different people. So let's say this improvement track, actually this isn't for me, this is for Nariman, let's say. And here the assessment, depending on what we're assessing, I can give this to other people in the organization, either per activity or per category. And I bulk assign it to somebody in the organization. Another thing we can do is set target postures. Target postures are prescriptions of where a team should be, but on a whole posture level. So it's the ideal answer to all of the questions, with sometimes also a prescriptive explanation as to where these levels should be. We can do this by selecting DSOMM here, target for cloud applications, let's say. And now we have a DSOMM target posture for cloud applications, which we also still need to fill out and need to write any relevant description there wherever needed. And that is the essence of how to get started with DSOMM on SAMMY. You can use all the functionalities you use for the other frameworks, including, if this matters to you, dark mode. And hopefully SAMMY can help you improve your process with your DSOMM assessments.